How we doing, everybody? Good evening. Rick Foss here, running for District 109 for state representative. That is for Waterville. If you don't know where District 109 is, basically it's the south side of Gilman Street down to the Sydney town line, and from Oakland over to the Kennebec, River. So today's video, and let me say this, that during each of these, I will be putting up the links on down at the bottom. Let me shut this off real quick. The links will be down at the bottom of this so that you can see for yourself what we're talking about here. Today's topic is LD1027. So let's get this bill up and show you what it's about here. An act to eliminate the 100 megawatt limit on hydroelectric generators under the renewable resources laws. Seems pretty straightforward. Representative Hanley from Pittston brought it forward, and you can see some of the sponsors down below that. If hydroelectric can do more than 100 megawatts, I'm all in. Lately, you've seen me say no to certain solar farm developments in the rural residential zoning council. The reason I do that is nobody, in my belief, and what I've talked to people about, nobody bought or buys out in the country to come out on their deck at 7 o'clock in the morning with a cup of coffee and stare at a solar farm. Are there places that solar farms make sense? Absolutely. Industrial parks. We've got the airport industrial here in Waterville there's a project going on right now for that. And where it makes sense, capping the limit of power coming out of a hydroelectric station, it doesn't make sense to me. So let's get into the summary of this. At the bottom of the bill, when you click on the link, you'll see this summary that basically breaks down what the bill is really about. And then you can read the entire bill in its entirety. So this bill removes the 100 megawatt capacity limit for a hydroelectric generator that meets all state and federal fish passage requirements applicable to generators to qualify as a renewable capacity resource, and for a hydroelectric generator to qualify as a renewable resource for the purpose of meeting the state's renewable resource portfolio requirement. It's a lot to take in, but from what I've read on the back end of this, basically when they put the cap in place for the hydroelectric dams back whenever it was done, I haven't gotten an exact date on that. They were trying to give solar farms and wind farms and things of that side of that nature an opportunity to grow and supply more power to the grid. I get it. Okay. That opportunity is presented itself already. We see now the windmills. We see the solar farms. We see all of those initiatives that were generated by putting a cap and pushing those types of power production. The one dam that comes to my mind, just because I've spent a lot of time up there, is the Wyman Dam up in Bingham. I go up to Caratunk and Hikeville Appalachian up there quite a few times. That dam, from what I've read online, has 3 24 megawatt turbines in it, and produces that power. In my mind, if a hydroelectric dam can produce more and is not able to because of this cap, why not take the cap off and let it produce power? Technology is technology. It advances every day. I know that those dams could probably make more power. Let's let them do what they do. Back in the 80s, I'm 47 years old. Back in the 80s, it was all about reducing that consumption. Today's world, I'm live streaming today. I've got phones. I've got, we're consuming a lot of power. Let's make that power here in the state that we're consuming best way we can. Hydroelectric is a renewable resource. Can stay within that portfolio. If you want to read more about it, the keywords for a search a renewables resource portfolio, you'll bring you up to a state site, and there's all kinds of reading there. The initiative to get the solar farms and the wind farms going by capping the hydroelectric has worked. We're getting those solar farms out there, and we've got the wind farms out there, and it's time to take the cap off this. So I get in this race for the House for the purpose of doing what's right and voting the way I believe Waterville needs to be represented. So this bill came out of the Energy, Utilities, and Technology Committee as a majority ought not pass. We should leave the cap on hydroelectric. A renewable resource, we should keep the cap on it at 100 megawatts. I don't understand why. It hit the floor in the House on the 7th of May last year. And this is how we were represented as Waterville. It was a yes. We accept the majority ought not pass. And subsequently, this bill died after it went through the Senate. I don't get it. We've got opportunity. Let's put it to work. Not saying we need to dam up more rivers. I remember when we were putting fishways into the dams back in the 80s. I get it. I watched the Sebastopol Dam be tore out. We tried to put a fish dam in that, if I remember right, and it just didn't work. We're trying to get that migratory fish upstream. I'm a fisherman. I love to hook on the brook trout and salmon. I don't understand this. If we've got the ability to do it, let's do it. If the dams can make more power and produce more power to take care of our needs and our consumption, let's do it. This is why I'm in this race. That's all the time we got for today. I'm Rick Foss. Vote for me on November 3rd. Let me go to work for you. Have a great day, folks. We'll see you on the next one.